So I'll just get started. Let me put that back over there. And Xiao's gonna film me, so she'll be watching for the comments. I've got this new Dream Big panel, and I'm not gonna do it in the way I normally do each one of these petals. I have a different little plan for it, and hopefully it'll come out like I want it in my head that it's doing. First, I'm gonna outline this area. I'm just gonna outline that, and then I'm gonna pebble this whole thing like I usually do on a lot of the flowers. I like to pebble right here in the middle. But next, after I pebble it, I'm gonna echo all the way out the shape that I'm doing. So that's my plan, and we'll see if I stick to it or not. So Xiao's going to hold the phone.
Tell them about the thread that you're going to use. It's going to be awesome.
Oh, yeah.
It's this thread right here.
The King Tut. I think this one's the Supernova. Let me see. King Tut. Yeah, it's the Supernova from Superior Threads. And what I like about their variegated threads is this. See here? This, oh, let me turn my other light on. This thread changes colors every 1 inch. So that's what I like about this variegated thread. The variegated thread from Superior Threads is printed every 1 inch. So I do like that. So first, I'm going to pull up my bottom thread here, and let me see. So, you know, these flowers are up to your own interpretation of what's happening, because everybody will look at this and see it a little differently. So I'm going to go into quilting mode, Xiao, if you want to video how I do that. So I push this t-shirt thing and the free motion feather and heart thing, and then free motion, and then straight stitch 2. And so that puts me into the right mode for quilting. So I'm going to bring up my bottom thread, which is my bottom line.
Stephanie's here. Hi, Stephanie.
Hey, Steph. I'm pulling up my bottom line thread from the bottom, and I'm going to just try and trace this. So I don't want to do it blindly, so I'll turn, where's my paddles?
Gotta have the paddles.
Yeah, I'm so dependent on it. So I'm going to hold my threads with the paddle, and I'm going to head over this way. And when I can't see anymore, then I will change my quilt position.
Yeah, this is a beautiful panel, Steph.
Yeah. And I've had it for quite some time, and I thought, you know, I'm going to trace this out how I think it should be traced out, you know. And then when I am done with this part, I will pebble in the middle.
Sandy's here. Hi, Sandy.
Sandy Wilkinson, hey.
Yep.
Well, I just assumed it was
and
Sandy
Sandra
Wilkinson.
Fenwick.
Oh.
Also, hi.
So I'm just going to come down and finish this weirdo area here. And like I said, I am going to, I'm going to just roll over these threads, and then I won't have to bury them. Okay, so I could cut that off, but I don't need to. I've gone over my threads. So now in the center of this, all I'm going to do is pebbling. So there's a lot of backtracking in pebbling. So where I stopped and started is not a big deal, because that thread buildup is fine, because there's going to be thread buildup on a lot of this. Oh, I kind of went out of my line there, didn't I? That's fine.
I love pebbles.
Yes, I do too.
They're so nice, and especially with that thread.
Right. So now I can clip these off because I did roll back over them. And I'm just going to keep pebbling. I should have had the phone going the opposite way, but I didn't. So that makes it harder for you to hold, huh, Shell?
Oh, it's okay.
So basically, I'm just trying to fill in these spots where it started here. I can backtrack here and get over into here. So you can make small, big pebbles, smaller ones. Just trying to fill in your space. And like I said, you can backtrack and get over to where you need to be. It's okay if you travel on the same lines. It just gives more depth. You're throwing some more thread at it. So I'm gonna follow these and just come up to here where I can just start more pebbles.
Dory's here. Hi,
Hey, Dory. Dory Lamb. So we have a lot of new people in our group. I'm hoping they'll start participating. We like to hear from everybody in our group, not just the veterans of the group. As you can see, you don't have to be totally perfect. It's forgiving. The pebbles are forgiving. And plus, pebbles are not always the same size. And
that's what
it's
makes
starting
it
to look good.
interesting.
Yeah. So I just try to fill up as much of the space as I can with a circle. So I will probably travel over here. I always want to travel where I'm seeing. Oh, good. That's what I hope, you know. I also hope to approach quilting in a way that is not so scary to people, and you don't have to be perfect. And
look at those.
Aren't they cool?
That's fabulous.
Yeah,
I love that
and see, the more you go over something, the more defined it becomes.
Right.
And it helps you to travel to wherever your next spot is. So do some little ones, do some bigger ones. I just try not to leave too much space, you know, like this. I don't like to leave too much more than that.
Sandy loves the thread. I do too,
Me
Sandy.
too. And this is it's a very linty thread, I will say that. But I do love it still. So, anyone have any questions or anything yet? I don't think we have very many people here. It was... Oh, okay. Yeah. Oh, she's one of the twins. She's so talented herself. She's an artist for real.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
What thread are you using?
It's the Supernova from, it's King Tut Supernova from Superior Threads. And I love it.
And it's so fabulous, because look at that.
If you weren't here, when I said it, the reason why I like Superior Threads, variegated threads, is because every inch of the thread changes color. So if you could see this shell going across here, every inch is printed with a different color. So it changes colors often, and then you don't have like a huge piece that's pink and a little piece that's yellow, and like it's even. Of course, with this, I'm going over my threads a lot too, which makes it a little more bold. So, got down into there. Now, I like to go sideways at some things so you can actually see what you're quilting. So you try to stay within the lines, which I'm missing a little bit. But in the grand scheme of things, it's not gonna matter. Okay, so this awkward little space that I left right there, I'll go back and just make a pebble out of that space too. Yeah. So I got Shell here with me, you guys, for a little bit. She's in the middle of trying to pack up her house to move to Florida. Uh-oh, let's see. Yeah, sorry.
I don't know what happened, but
it was, if you
just
turn
went
it,
to
just
rotate.
yeah. I should have done it the opposite way, but it's too late now. So we're just gonna go, and you guys, believe it or not, pebbles are pretty fast once you get the hang of them, and you can cover a lot of area pretty quickly. You don't want them to be, see how uniformly they were done here? You want to throw some interest in it and not make them all the same size in the same place, you know. Basically, I'm just doing as much as I can into a pebble. Let's see, we got just this area right
work
here.
Your way up to the middle.
Yeah. Okay, now I'm going to travel up here to get to where I can get another pebble or two in there, so I've just got this middle thing left, and then we'll take it out and look at it. I love these three big dream panels, but I've done so many, and I kind of do them pretty similar, you know, by doing each petal. But now I'm gonna do this different idea that I had and see what happens. So I think I'll tie this off and we'll pull this out and look at it. When you do cut your threads, remember to go in the back right away if you can and snip the two long things that when you use a scissor button, it'll leave you two threads right here. You want to cut that off, but don't cut the knot. Just cut it just above the knot, and then it'll kind of disappear.
And then do a little
scratchy scratch, and then it'll bury itself kind of into there. So here's what it looks like. Oh, Sherry's on finally.
Oh,
How many
Sherry.
layers of fabric? So I just have my panel. I have cotton batting, and then cotton on the back.
So she's
what do we
done
think
with her
about
pebbling.
that? What did I just drop?
It looks awesome. I love it.
Let me see what I just dropped.
I love that thread.
Yeah, it's pretty amazing.
And it's going to look nice on this whole thing.
Yeah.
And that way you don't have to do so many
Changing.
thread changes.
Yeah. See, normally I will define each petal and put a different pattern into each petal, but this time I'm not going to. And I really hope this works out. So you'll either succeed with me or fail with me on this next part I'm going to be doing.
So Sherry says it looks like you didn't spray it very good. And Stephanie says it's looking great.
Okay, so now, thank you very much. So now I'm going to start echoing this shape that I've made.
Here. Hi, Eva.
Hey, Eva.
And Dory says it looks so cool, and Sherry says it's going to be great.
So I'm gonna drop in about right about here. Well, maybe on this corner piece here. I'm gonna come and, oh, it didn't get my bottom thread pulled up. Now sometimes after you have used your scissor button, sometimes you can't get your bottom thread to pull up unless you reseat it. So I'm going to redo that, and now when I try to pull that up from the bottom, it will pull up. Unless it calls me a liar, let's see. So I'm gonna just drop in right here and needle back up and pull, and I was able to get it to come up, but when you can't grab it, then you take your hemostats and pull and push down and have your needle back down in your fabric. Have your tail here. These are something that you're gonna either bury or you're gonna roll over, so you don't have to actually bury them. You can roll over them and secure them, and then you won't have to. And since there's a lot of backtracking in this, I will just go over that area so I can just snip these threads out of my way.
Eva says, reminds me of the dried lotus floral they sell. The circles hold the lotus seeds.
Oh, well, how cool is that?
Right.
Okay, so now where's my paddles?
Here you go. Got to have your paddles.
Okay, here we go.
Got to make things move right.
I am going to just eyeball this. I'm not going to be measuring anything. I'm going to come and maybe do a 1/2 inch echo. So let's just do it. I am going to just kind of go around this shape a little bit. And when you don't measure it, it gives it a little interest if areas are thicker and not so uniformly done. This way you know it was done on free motion and it wasn't done with a computer assisted
Eva, your
thing.
voice screen sounds better. Hope you're feeling as good.
Oh, your voice sounds better. Oh, I think because she wasn't able to hear. Well, I'm also not going too fast when I'm doing this because I need to kind of slow it down to do this outlining. So, but honestly, when you get to where you can't see very good, then you need to reposition your quilt and keep it moving. So let's see where I've gotten to here. I am going to raise my foot and I'm going to clip this thread out so it's not distracting me because I went over it, so I can snip it off now. Now,
here's the first outline, you guys.
Yeah. So here we go with the second. So I'm just gonna go up above it and start. And I'm literally just gonna do this around the whole quilt until, now see my positioning?
Look at her arms, y'all.
This isn't cute.
That is not good.
That's when you're quilting with your elbows instead of your paddles.
Yeah, gotta reposition.
Gotta reposition it, and let's keep it moving. So this will give some interest to this, definitely. Okay, I'm not in a good position again, so I'll straighten out. And hopefully my vision with this is gonna pan out.
It's just different from what you're used to doing on here, but it's gonna be fabulous.
Yeah.
I love the idea.
So we'll see as it gets a little more, you know, out into the petals. Oop, I got too close to my foot with my paddle, so that's something to be aware of too. I'm trying not to rearrange the quilt too much. Okay.
Carol is watching. Carol Froling.
Carol
Hi,
Froling.
Carol.
Hey.
Yep, time for a drink.
Mm-hmm.
So look, y'all.
So it's kind of cool, right?
Yeah, look at it.
Yeah. What'd Sherry say?
I'll be leaving as soon to go to your house as grandbaby leaves.
Okay.
Shouldn't be long. All right, Sherry, we're waiting on you.
All right.
Oh, gee,
Quilting
your
with my
arms
elbows.
are out there again.
So when you get into an uncomfortable position, make yourself stop and rearrange because it'll be so much better when you rearrange it. Like this. Look at my position. Show me. This is not good. This isn't good.
Yeah, because your paddle's hanging off the edge of your table, and
so, but each time you stop, you want to make sure that nothing has flipped up underneath here to mess you up. I'm going to turn my heater off because I think we got it a little bit too hot in here now. Let me.
there you go.
You always have to have this. Keep your lips moisturized, people. It helps you quilt better.
Especially when you have to hold your mouth a certain way.
Okay, here we go again. So. So when I made my original tracing, I made sure I went into this, you know, a little bit. That way it would provide some...
Give it some good waviness.
Yeah, rippling going on. And you know, if I feel like there's not enough movement going on, I will create a little bit more of a whoop-de-whoop, you know. That way it has movement. So, here we go again.
The bigger it gets, the more arranging you have to do.
Yeah. See, because right now, unless I turn this, I am not able to see behind my foot. So you want to turn it to where you're being able to see where you're going. You're not quilting blindly. That's a good tip because, you know, if you're just making it up, you know, without seeing where you're going, it's inevitably going to get you messed up.
Eva's asking, did you trace it by hand or stencil or chalk?
None of the above.
Yeah, none of the above. She just does it with her heart, that's all.
Yeah, so I originally traced this out just with the thread around here, and then I went in and pebbled. And now we're just going to echo out this whole thing.
That looks cool.
Let's see. Yeah. Get a good overview of it.
Yeah, it looks fantastic. I like it.
So that's cool. So let's keep it moving.
Yeah.
And as you see, I'm not trying to do them the same width apart everywhere. There's a little difference, and if you wanted to, you could actually keep the measurement with your foot and have that the same distance away, but I don't like that. I want it to be not so uniformly done.
Eva says, okay, thanks. At first glance, I thought I saw one.
No, it's just the striations of the flowers you're seeing.
She just does everything freehand.
It takes so long to mark something out, and then inevitably when you're moving, you end up not going on your lines that you marked up anyway. For me, it just slows me down. Thank you. So,
do a little twisty twist.
Yeah, because you have to have this, you have to be able to see where you're going.
Right. And like she said, she's smoothing everything out to make sure nothing's tucked under.
Yeah, because that's not fun.
No, we've been there, done that one before. Sandy gives more interest, if not the same, each round. Looks more natural.
Yeah.
She loves it. Yeah, that's
I'm loving
exactly
this.
right.
Let's
Me
see.
too.
Oh my goodness. That is so cool. Okay.
Yeah.
So it's
Coming along.
gonna be working. And well, I can't wait to hang it up and look at it.
Love that.
So I'm gonna turn this a little
Another
more.
twisty twist.
Yeah. So I can just keep going further out.
So you can keep it moving.
Yep. Okay.
Fran is here. Good afternoon, Fran.
Hey, Fran. Okay, I didn't smooth this out very good. Okay. All right, let me get going here.
All righty.
And as you can see, it's just really all about maneuvering so you can see and you're not quilting blindly. So.
Yeah, the bigger it gets, the more maneuvering you
Yeah.
gotta do.
Because I don't want it to get flattened out, the lines. So I'm still kind of putting a little bit of oomph into those curves so it can carry on throughout the quilt. Pretty cool. Ooh, it looks good on camera, huh?
Mm-hmm. Love it.
Yay. So let me see how sideways I can go at this and still be able to see it. As long as you can see where you're going, then you can keep it going. But as soon as you can't see very good or your arms get in a stupid position where it's uncomfortable on your shoulders, then you know you need to move your paddles, because with these paddles, you shouldn't be feeling a bunch of fatigue in your shoulders and stuff. You have to just relax and let the paddles help you.
And they move the fabric so well.
Yeah, it just moves your whole sandwich through there. You just want to make sure you've got it nice and smoothed out in where you're heading to. So I'm heading that way, so let's. And you don't even have to have a death grip on these either. You can do them with, you can hold the knobs this way, this way, this way. I do different ways, just depend on what my mood is, I guess. I just do what feels comfortable. And let's keep it moving. So there is a lot of rearranging, but it's not a huge quilt. And see, now I've got to where I can't move it anymore, so I gotta switch. Let me see. Or if you get to where, like I said, you're in a bad position, or if you get to where you're feeling like it's starting to wrinkle, then you need to stop and smooth it out.
Eva says, play music and relax sewing. Yeah, when we're not filming, we do play the music and we sing, and we have sweatshop rules. We can't make fun of each other singing. So
yeah,
that's just one of the big rules of our sweatshop. Linda Lombardo. Hi, everybody.
Hey.
Hi, Linda.
okay.
Look at this, Linda. Isn't this gorgeous?
So yeah, you can tell her what we're doing.
So she outlined where she did the pebbles, and then she did the pebbles, and now she's echoing her initial outline. And she's going to do that all the way out to the edges. Isn't it fabulous?
Now, I've seen people do the concentric circles on these, and I thought it looked great. I'm just doing free motion ones and, you know, a wobbly thing. This way it gives it more movement and it's not so structured. You know, if you do the walking foot circle, concentric circle, everything is the same width apart, and you know, it's to me not as interesting as if you have some movement going on. So
Linda Lombardo says, ooh, love that rainbow thread. It's beautiful. And she loves the idea of what you're doing, which is great. It's a different concept from what she usually does on these flowers. So it's kind of exciting to see the
difference,
you know, something different on here. And that is King Tut thread.
Yeah, Supernova is the color
Supernova.
of this one. They have different,
and the colors are 1 inch apart, so it gives it such a great look.
Yeah, see, so every 1 inch the color changes. Yeah, that's what's so cool about this thread. Most variegated threads, you're gonna have like a really long piece of one color and then you know, a short piece on another color, and it's just not, I don't care for them as much as this
It is fabulous.
Okay, let's see here.
Yeah, you gotta make sure about the smoothing.
Yeah, I keep.
Sherry, Shao, I'm leaving my house now to relieve you. Okay, Sherry, well, I hope I'm doing a good job.
You are. They're obviously being able to see what I'm doing, and that's the whole point.
Yeah, we've got some good shots here from where I'm standing.
So I felt like this was getting a little flat right here. This area right here was starting to flatten out a little bit. So on this next one, I kind of took a deeper dip. That way it can provide the movement.
Fran says the simplicity is nice for us that are afraid of more intricate designs.
Yes, I mean, and you know, this is very effective.
Yeah,
you could do this on anything, even if it wasn't flowers or whatever. Just, you know, start with a shape and then echo the whole thing.
And it's very forgiving, you know. You just have to give it character. Sherry says, I'm doing a good job, I'm hired. And Linda says, great camera work, Shao. Thank you, Linda and Sherry. The boss is giving orders in background. Fur baby's time.
Okay. So right here, I feel like it's little flat right there. So I'm gonna just create a little bit more of a dip there.
Frankie says, I have that panel, but I have no guts.
Well, now this should give you guts because this is nothing hard. You just have to be patient and rearrange a lot. That's the whole key to this one, is you just have to rearrange, or else you get yourself into some weird positions. And then when you've got something that's that seems like it's going a little flat, just create a little extra bump into it and keep the motion. I don't know, does it make sense to you guys what I'm talking about, like with the motion of everything? It provides movement and makes your eye bounce all over the quilt instead of getting stuck on one part, you know.
And Frankie, it is very forgiving, this kind of free motion quilting. You know, it doesn't have to be completely uniformed and perfect. You got to have some character in
and
there.
You know, this lesson here can be a building block for more intricate stuff. You get used to your machine and moving your quilt around and stuff, and then, you know, you can move on to other things easier after you do this. You'll have the confidence because you're like, oh my God, I quilted that.
Right.
And it
And
doesn't.
see, it's not exactly the same width and all that, which keeps it interesting.
Yeah.
And Linda says, is that the Dazzling Dahlia panel?
This
It makes
no,
perfect
it's
sense.
not Dazzling Dahlia. It's the Big Dream panel. And
Right here.
yeah.
Dream Big.
Oh yeah, Dream Big. I always say it backwards. It's Hoffman. You know, it's a Hoffman fabric. And
And it's so pretty. Here's a further back shot for
yeah,
you guys.
This one is number P4389. P4389.
Dream Big.
And then sometimes, without rearranging the whole quilt, if you just rearrange your paddles, you can get some longevity out of the position that you had put yourself in until you get to right there. And then you gotta rearrange and get your, but I'll tell you, you can tell that I'm not fighting with this because my paddles make it easy.
Nancy McNally says, very pretty.
I love it. Thank you. And you can see,
Here
it doesn't
is up
matter.
close, guys.
You can see here, it doesn't matter how you hold these paddles. You can hold them backwards or anything. Now, when I'm using these for binding, I use the straight edge near here. Then I push my quilt through with the straight edge. But here you can make yourself a frame with the fatties on the top. You know, you can have the fatties on the bottom. You can, however,
Whatever makes
you feel comfortable. Whatever floats your boat. So as you'll see me when I'm rearranging and stuff, a lot of times my paddles are different in different ways. It's just because when I put them down to rearrange, I'll pick them up in a different manner. But it just shows you how versatile they are. And you guys can see that, of course, if you space them further, the faster it'll go. But, you know, it's going pretty daggone fast, I think. Now, see that my right arm is totally extended. That's not good. So I'll just stop. Now, I do want to tell you, when you're going to move from one position to another, you need to stop because your stitching will show that you have, you know, tried to relocate your paddle. I promise you that. You'll be able to see. Sometimes you can get away with a small move while you're still quilting and not have a big jerk in it, but most of the time, just give yourself permission to stop. And
Nancy says that's a great idea to use those for ruler quilting straight lines.
yes, you can. You can, but do not use it with a hopping foot. If you can use it with a ruler foot attachment, but don't try to use the paddles with a hopping foot because it will be a problem. See, when I need to move, I just stop. Give yourself permission to stop. If it doesn't have, and if you don't want to quilt this fast, don't. You know, take it slower. Whatever makes you feel comfortable while you're quilting is what you need to do. And things like this will help teach you what you like and what you don't. You know, myself, I do not like walking foot quilting because it's slow to me. So I would rather do a little bit of a wavy line and do it free motion instead of having it on a walking foot setting. For me, it gives me much.
Here, have a drink.
Yeah, it's so yeah. Check it out.
I mean, it's moving along pretty quick. Look how...
Go from way up high on it and see without twisting the phone. Is it on rotated?
No, it's
Oh.
good.
So cool. So
Way up high to
yeah.
close.
This way you could actually see what it's starting to look like as we're coming out
Yeah,
to here.
it's looking great.
So let's keep it moving.
Oh,
Also, you guys, when you are stopping and repositioning and stuff, remember not to move the quilt when you start back up first. You have to let the needle start and then move your quilt. So I'm going to get the needle going, then move my quilt. I'm just going to go like this and see if I can make it around here. Okay, now I'm in quite the position here.
little twist
So-
twist.
So basically, you just have to have the patience to rearrange your quilt a lot. But you wouldn't want to do, oh, okay. So what I did there is I started moving my quilt before I let my needle start, and it caused my thread to break. So I am going to look, while I've got this like this, I can see a lot of fuzz going on. So I'm going to just take my vacuum and vacuum what I can before I start back again. So on the M7, this is not a flip out piece unless you go in here with a screw. Like the 9400, 9450, you could swing this door open to get to your jammed threads. The M7 is not like that, so you don't want to put something sharp down in here to grab the thread, but hemostat works really great. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to rethread this whole machine, okay? So I'm going to put it in lockout mode. I'll push the lockout, and now I'm going to hold tension right here with this finger, and I'm going to guide my thread through this tension bar here, down, up, down. And this, when you lock out your machine, it opens your tension discs so your thread can go between them. So,
Oh, Valerie's watching. Hi, Valerie.
hey Valerie. So now I'm going to push unlock and get it to where I can stitch again. Now I'm going to look and see what happened on the back. And then
Linda,
I'm just...
Any recommendations for another light by my sewing table?
Look here. It's a good thing I looked in the back, because when this messed up, it left me a little, crap in the back here.
A little flip-a-twat back here.
So I'm going to cut this totally off.
Valerie says, sorry she's late to the party.
Oh,
Sherry,
at least
Shao, you are doing great. I'm stuck at the light. Be there in a minute.
So,
Stephanie, you're always late, LOL.
look.
Valerie, Shao, hate you're leaving the sweatshop. Well, Valerie, I'll be closer to you guys, and when the girls come down to Pensacola, I'll be coming as well. So it's just a little hop, skip, and a jump drive for me.
So I cut that drama off of the back. Now what we have to do is make sure we go over these stitches so it doesn't come loose. So I'll start this stitch a little bit back here and just run on this when we start back here. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to hold this, and I'm going to go into my previous stitches a couple. Okay, I got in. I'm going to pull that bottom thread up. All the while, I'm holding my quilt very still. That way, when I push my down button, it'll go back in that same hole that I started with. I'm going to make sure I have enough here to bury if I need to. But right now, I think I can just run over my stitches a little bit and not provide a big problem. See, it doesn't look that bad. And then I will take and snip this off because they've been ran over and they won't come out. And then I can keep it moving.
Frankie says, my hands just won't let me use those hemostats very easily.
Oh, that's too bad. I
Yeah,
use
we use them for a lot of stuff.
literally one of my most valued tools in my sweatshop, and obviously my paddles. You know, if you had the other paddles before, they were kind of big and bulky. These are streamlined, smaller. They're absolutely the perfect size to me. And even if you have small hands, I mean, the way you can hold, I love these knobs. The way you can hold them, it doesn't matter what size your hands are. And I don't know if through the gloves, if you could see how arthritic my fingers are. But these really will help you if you have issues with arthritis and such.
Susan Gray's watching. Hi, Susan.
Hey, Susan. So, again, I'm going thinner on some of the parts and thicker on some of the parts. I think Sherry just walked in. She's going to have to turn her sound down. I'm going to stop, rearrange, and let's see. Look at this, you guys.
Okay,
this is going pretty fast. Check it out.
Let me try to get an overview. There's the overview, and here we go, a little closer. Wow, it looks so good, G. I love
I'm
it.
so excited.
Yeah, look at it on camera.
Yes, beautiful.
Beautiful.
All right.
And look who decided to join us.
Hello.
Hey, Sherry.
Hey, I just got through watching my grandbaby.
Hey, what is this underneath here?
Uh-oh.
It's something to get. What in the world? It's something that dragged from the top over there.
Valerie says, I love that panel. The blue is very vibrant.
Okay.
Yes, it's gorgeous.
You guys look on the other side and make sure I don't have some kind of major flip-a-twirl going on there.
Here's what it looks like on the
I
back.
don't see any major flip-up-twirls.
Okay.
Okay.
For those that are new, if anyone's new here, you have no idea what kind of language we're speaking. We make stuff up all the time. Flip-a-twirl means any kind of little mishap, a mistake, you know.
Something got caught up.
You know, it's
you
just some kind of drama is
Yeah.
a flip-a-twirl.
So Susan says those paddles look like big palm pads with a handle.
They're a totally different shape. So you could still have your frame,
Are you tired, Chow? You want me to take over?
You can.
Okay.
you could still have your frame here, or however you want to make your frame. These are just the perfect size. They're just size of my hands. They were designed with a purpose, okay?
Not just a hat rack.
It's not just a hat rack up here, okay?
My God, G, this looks beautiful.
Yeah.
Yes.
I love this.
And
We're
look,
so used to seeing
it's-
the petals defined, but
Yeah.
I like this.
I like this.
It's kind of, for me, it's kind of going to be like a ripple effect. I don't know. I had
Well,
this.
you know what? When you're back away from it like this, it looks like vines in the petals. Not vines, veins. The veins of the petals, or whatever you call that.
Yeah. So, I mean, this is going to be fast, you guys. And like I said, if you got something that's flattening out, we'll just make your own little ripple that wasn't really actually there, but you made it there.
Hold on a minute, G.
Okay.
There's a.
Something's
Did you
happening
have a?
up here.
You didn't spray it. Did you?
Well, you guys are going to see when I get to the edges. You know how Sherry always says I
She
play
plays
with fire.
and she don't make things big enough.
Well, I kind of have a few flip-a-twirls.
Well, you got to fix this when you get up there.
Okay,
Yeah.
when I get to the edge, I will make sure I'm smoothing out just like I'm smoothing out up here. But when I get to the edge, y'all will see how I jimmy rigged it up.
Okay, so Susan Gray says, surprise, surprise, and then she says, going to get me a set of the
Yeah,
paddles.
and
Linda
Stephanie can probably give you the link to make it
Yeah.
easier,
That's a
Susan.
must-have.
Linda Lombardo says, much better for much better size for my design.
Yes.
Frankie said, I have large hands and the palm paddles are small. Guess I need to get these. You can't
Yeah.
go wrong getting these ones.
Frankie, these are on the very top of my recommendations of products that I can't go without. I guess, can you guys see that it's very effortless? Oh, Shell's over there helping me turn the quilt. That's cool. So I quilt until I get in a stupid position and then I rearrange.
Here, I'm going to give them that view of that stupid position here in a second.
Okay.
Well, we've caught her already looking like this.
Val says, I hope so, since you designed them. Right there at the top of your list.
Yes. I mean, I can't do without it. I use them in regular sewing a lot too, just to hold things in place, or I don't know. I just am dependent upon them.
See, when that arm got so far away, it's just totally extended. Yeah.
Then you need
That's
to
when you know
rearrange.
you need to rearrange.
And so when I'm arranging from my needle to where I'm going. So I need to make sure that this right here, I'm not worried about all that. I'm worried about from my needle to where I'm gonna go. And then when I'm getting in that bad position again, I'll restart. Now see, I have in the past, and still I do too, I will move this while I'm going.
And then
but
you
it
spread
does,
out like an eagle.
yeah. But there, bad positioning. And you'll feel it in your shoulders if you get in a bad way.
Oh my gosh, I love this.
Me too.
I'm loving it too. I got this panel out yesterday, and you guys know how I set it on that board over there. Point to that board. I
design board.
set it on that board, and I sit over here at my machine and I stare at it and wait for it to talk to me. And so that's what it did. But I really hope that this gives somebody, Frankie, the confidence to just attack your panel. What's the worst that can happen? I mean, you might want to take out some stitches, but then again, you might, okay, let's say this. Let's say you were doing this and you really weren't happy with the one section. You can always cut this up and make other things out of it too.
Yeah.
So don't be afraid. And any free motion quilting is good practice, like for other steps along the way.
Because like eventually, I'll show you that later.
Okay.
So eventually, because you've done this, right? If you wanted to, you could go in and put some ribbon candy in these lines. These lines can provide you with other different.
It's like a skill builder.
Yeah.
I mean, and think about this. Even if you didn't have something in the center to echo all this out like I did, you could start just on the edge of your quilt and make wavy lines, and then come back, wavy lines. You know, as long as you're putting stitches into your quilt to provide that.
Linda says it looks like it's underwater. Yeah.
I know.
And then Frankie says, I'm great at picking out stitches. Some people call it unsewing, and Gordo calls it rip and stitch.
He calls it rip and, oh, we got the rip and stitch happening.
Rude.
And he knows how to rip too. We taught him. Now see there, I moved without stopping. I was gonna see if
what you need,
It
Sherry.
really showed. It didn't show that time
Did I bring
on
my
that one,
anchor
but
picture in here?
no, I didn't see it
didn't
unless you
see
set it down to pet the baby.
Yeah, that might be what happened.
Okay, so
And Susan says this encourages her to get out some panels.
yes,
People have them and then they sit and look at them, you know, or put them in a drawer somewhere and not look at them because they're afraid what to do with it.
and another thing that I was wanting to do this for, because you guys have seen me, and on the YouTube you'll see all the different the series that I did on the Dream
the
Big panel
different
with all the
motifs.
different motifs for each flower. Well, maybe you're not at that level yet, so you still have these panels that you want to work with, but you're saving it to where you have all these different motifs and stuff. Well, get one out, quilt it up, put it in your sweatshop, make your sweatshop beautiful, and show yourself what you can do and what you're gonna do. So I made a few more waves in that to trickle, so it can have the trickle down effect. This is helpful when I got someone over there twisting it for me too.
Way to go, Shalmish.
The helper.
She's gonna end up being the helper and sewing with Greg and
Whoever else is in California, there.
not California, Florida.
Florida.
Greg and Heather
Well,
and
Heather's
Laura.
not far. I think
Yeah,
she
Heather's-
said 45 minutes or something.
That's nice.
I told her if she goes to sew with Greg, she won't even have to take a machine or anything, because they got,
Got
like
about 8 machines.
they got about 20 some machines, those two, between Greg and Dennis.
She says she's been looking for a turtle panel for 2 years.
What?
I'll have to keep my eyes open. I'll show you these. Look at these turtles. This is some fabric I got in Hawaii, and these are some turtles. This is gonna be. I just cut these squares and put them out there. I'm not sure exactly what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna use that to make a bed runner. And Susan, we are all in Florida. Oh yeah.
Yeah, Susan's in
Susan
Jacksonville.
Ray is it?
She was in Jacksonville.
Oh, okay.
I remember that because when we first met her, it reminded me of a tournament that I bowled in Jacksonville, and I tore them up over there. That was a long time ago, though. See, you want to stop before that hits your paddle. That is not cute to hit your paddle, so just give yourself permission to stop, to rearrange.
And if you can, have a good helper like me.
Yeah.
See,
To
she's
help
helping
you
her turn
arrange.
it.
That's nice. But still, no matter what, you need to smooth right here by where you're going to be quilting. Make sure you didn't have anything, you know, flipping up. You don't want any flip-a-twas if you can help it.
Said I have a car, wheel drive. Michelle, you're going to have a nice sewing room at your new
Oh,
house,
I'm going to
right?
make me a nice sweatshop, yeah.
Good.
Yeah, because I have...
And she'll have a granddaughter to teach how to sew, so that's going to be...
Yeah, my granddaughter's very interested, and she's getting ready to turn 13. So I think we'll be doing some sewing in my sweatshop.
Yeah.
And she only lives 1.5 miles away from me.
Yeah.
So that's awesome.
She's going to get a golf cart to drive to her
Yeah.
son's house. Ice,
Hey!
We're
See?
just doing some quilting on this panel here.
I can't believe I wasn't going to do the whole thing live, but now we're so far into it, and it's not taking that long. How long we been on?
It doesn't have the timer up there.
Somebody will,
Does anybody know what time did you start?
I don't know. Oh, 12:40, yeah, that's right.
An hour, 5 minutes or so.
Look at that, you guys. So this is what an hour of this quilting will do. But if you slow it down, it'll be a little bit slower. But, I mean, come on. This is
It's moving right
working
along.
out pretty daggone good. Now, we'll have a little situation.
Because G always pays. I can't even believe how many times
You
she
guys,
pays for
I'm a, what do you call it? A miser or
Yes,
whatever.
yeah.
I don't want to waste anything.
an inch of batting.
So here's the thing. I had 2 pieces that could almost fit this. So I did it. And then the parts that
Because
didn't.
we don't have any fabric, bless
Oh
we
my
our
gosh.
hearts.
And we don't have but a big roll of
Batting.
batting.
But someone's
So
gotta
I
use all
busted
the-
her. I busted her. She was in there doing it, and I went in there to check on her, and she was putting these little pieces in. And she said, "Oh, you caught me. Yeah, I see you."
But someone's got to use up all that little stuff, right?
I'm like, "Gee,
But-
you have a roll of batting."
She
right
said,
there."
why didn't you just use this roll that was right here? And I said, well, because I will also show you guys that it's not that big of a deal that I've got 2 different pieces in here. And literally, I didn't even stitch those together. Let's see. Let's see where's
Oh,
the...
are you going to show this
Right
mess
here.
right here?
Right
The
here.
mess down there.
Oh, that's another
is
mess.
this the
No,
mess?
no. I'm just talking about the halfway.
Which mess?
Somewhere. Somewhere is, I put the 2 pieces of batting together. Oh, like this, right here. So this was a piece and this was a piece. And I just butted them up next to each other and sprayed them on. I didn't even sew them on. And look, it's
just
not
fun.
making a hill of beans difference. So there you have it.
So there you have it.
Okay, keep it moving. All right. So, anyway, we're losing our special helper, but we're happy for her that she's going to be next
Yeah,
to
and
her.
I just broke the news to my grandbaby, and he said, why? I said, Aunt Shala's moving to Florida. He said, why? And he got this really sad look on his face.
You should have said, because it's closer to Disneyland.
Yeah, like an hour and 40 minutes.
Nice.
Disney World.
World.
Disney World, yeah. Not like our little Disney.
Linda Lombardo called it Frankenstein batting.
Yeah, Frankenbatting. Frankenbatting that I didn't even stitch together. How about that? That's what.
Yeah,
that's what
usually
the.
we,
That's what the 505's for. But I was lazy, and I had already had my machine set up for free motion quilting, and I was too lazy to change it back out to do the batting surgery.
Gee,
So
I think this rainbow thread was the perfect choice.
I have 2 of these, and they're a little bit different color, and I thought this one was the better choice.
It's awesome.
It
They
is
don't look
awesome.
too different on the skein, on the what? On the spool.
Spool.
But when you stretch the, I will show that too, how I audition a certain,
Yeah.
Thread.
You audition
I-
fabrics, you audition threads.
yes.
Yeah.
So when you audition threads, you want to spread it out and have it going across what you are going to be. Like for this, I stretched it across here, and it looked good with all the colors.
Are
so
you really cold? Because I feel your heat on your heater underneath
no,
your
I
desk.
turned my heater off.
Okay.
I did just a few minutes ago. Remember?
No, I don't remember, but
I
I feel the
did.
heat still. It's trapped. Every time you move this blanket, I feel, or this quilt. What in the world?
Wow. What a big faux pas that was. You'll have the quilt police after you for sure.
Yep.
Yeah.
Now,
I'm tired. I've been watching Mario videos all night with my
So you had
grandbaby.
baby all night?
Yep.
and when she says baby, she really means her 6-year-old grandson, not
Yeah,
a
we-
baby.
He had quite a day at Bebe's.
She's got such a cool grandma name. He calls her Bebe.
He named me Bebe when he was like 2.5.
And then it's stuck.
Yep.
What is that?
What happened over here?
She knocked something down, but I don't know what it was.
All right, let's turn this.
Shal, can you hand me my water? Because
Yes.
G's got it so hot over here.
I am roasting over here now too. I think the heat, the house heat needs to be turned off.
Yeah.
Can you do that, Shal?
Nice outside.
Yeah, I took the baby for a walk earlier and it was pretty nice out.
And when she says baby, she means Chewy. You're a hottie. Yeah, I am a hot mess.
Sherry's, yeah. Sherry's always hot. I'm always cold. That could be on a test in the future. Let's see. Okay, here we go. So if you don't throw a little bit of extra curve into it, it almost ends up like flattening out. So that's what I'm just trying to do, is make some more interest and add a little bit more of a dip here and there.
These are like concentric waves instead of concentric circles.
But they're not spaced out. I'm not trying to space them out. See, like this big fatty right here, when it's hung, when this gets hung up, you will notice these fatty parts. You know, you'll notice, I'll show you when it's hanging up. Your eye will go to those thicker areas.
Because the batting.
Yeah, the batting. Yeah. So obviously, the closer you put your lines, the more dense the quilt becomes. And the fatter you do your lines, the poofier it will become.
Yeah. Sal's going to find out what hot really is.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
Can
what
you
good air
mention the
conditions
sale
for.
this week? So if anyone wants to,
Oh,
they can
yeah.
wait till Wednesday.
Oh yeah. So, and Valerie did give me the dates, but I forgot. So there's a sale coming up for those of you who already said you want to buy these paddles. Wait till I think it's Wednesday, and then you'll have a better deal on the paddles. So, maybe later on in the week we can come on and show what some of our favorite tools, which I've mentioned a few here today. But for the new people, you know, if they're looking to learn more about certain things, we can show them how we use certain things or whatever.
Shal, you're such a good turner-arounder.
I've been practicing.
But honestly, when you're quilting and you have something stretched out like this, it is actually better to poof it so it doesn't drag.
If you don't have someone across
if you don't have some, of course, like I don't like it to be totally stretched out because it pulls a little bit. Although I'm rearranging all the time on this one, but so basically right now all I'm worried about is here to here, and is this straightened out here? So that's where I'm going now. I'm kind of making more space. I'm in a bad position, so I'm going to turn again and make sure this is not wrinkly right here by where I'm at. Now, on these smaller pieces like this, or even on a bigger quilt, you can, after you sandwich your quilt, and let's make sure nothing's flopped up under here.
Yeah, you're good. Nothing's under.
What was I gonna say? I forget now. I was in the middle. I'm so hot right now.
Yeah.
What was I about to say?
I don't remember.
Me either.
I'll tune you out about half.
Someone that was actually paying attention can let me know what I started to say.
Because me and Chow done tuned her out.
Can't even get no support over here.
I don't know about that. You got the professional filmer
And the
professional
turner.
turner around her.
Okay.
Sometimes it tells us when someone is watching when they've been here. So I don't know.
I don't think I saw
Okay.
her on here
Maybe
earlier.
she just got here.
Nobody was listening that way.
Yeah, not one person.
Not one person could leave me where I was trying to say.
Oh, you were talking about showing favorite things next week, and then I don't know. You went off after that.
I think I finished that thought,
Part.
but I'm gonna make more of a dip. Oh, I've got more of a dip here. Let me make a little bit more of a dip right here. There we go.
Carolyn says she just woke up from her nap.
I'm probably gonna need a nap today too. That's 2 days in a row I didn't really sleep at all. Now see, that's getting a little bit too
I
straight.
was just about to say, and it's thin.
So next time I'm gonna come here, I'm gonna come down a little bit and make a little bit more of a whoop-de-whoop because it's getting too straight. So same with here, I'm gonna dip down a little bit more. See there how I dipped? And that way the next ones will be a little more wavy too.
Peggy's here.
Peggy Aerosmith. Hey Peggy. Do we have any new people in here?
That's what I was wondering. Oh, there's a Kelly Ice.
Oh, that's got to be
Hey, Kelly.
Ice's.
Hi, Kelly.
Ice's.
Tell us something about you. Now she's going to be Ice Baby number 2.
Now, let's see. That wasn't a very good positioning because I had to stop too soon.
Oh, Diane is her mom.
Ah,
Well, we love her, and I'm sure we're loving you too.
that's right.
And Diane says she's here too. Ice.
Welcome aboard.
Oh, that's Ice Baby.
Yeah.
Nice baby.
Yeah.
So is everybody liking this? How it's turning out?
Yes.
I'm happy with it, and I can't really see the whole effect.
Oh,
But-
you're getting hearts.
Yay! Yes, hearts. And this is something that literally any of you can do. I wanna see some stuff putting on our group with you guys
Doing a
trying.
practice sandwich.
Yeah, do it on a practice sandwich.
And then turn that practice sandwich into a Lila bag.
Yeah.
A Lila pouch.
Okay, so here we go. Okay. We're gonna get into some interesting stuff here when we go towards the edges. So I put a little extra whoop-de-whoop in there to give a little
Oh,
bit.
Susan says she's going to do one tomorrow.
Okay.
Yay.
We want to see it.
Please post it.
Hey, Judy.
And Valerie asked if we could put it on our YouTube. Yeah, we'll probably put it on. We could put it on our YouTube.
What?
This video.
Can you're able to get it off of there, right?
Yeah, it's just.
I think Sherry
when we
figured.
do all the talking and stuff. People, I don't know if people like that or not.
Well, who cares? We can put it up on our YouTube, and if they don't want to listen to us talk, then they can just put the mute and still be able to watch us and learn. And we can't please everybody, so.
I think the talking is helpful to people.
Well, because I end up
something.
saying helpful things in the
Yeah.
middle of the conversation
Learn a lot
too.
of tricks and stuff.
Yeah.
It's not just this one piece.
One lady, she watched our YouTube videos, and I don't even know which one it was, and she said, "Oh my God, I did not come here to listen to you guys argue. I'm out." And I thought, well, I guess we're not for you then, because
That's what most people like, the little bickering back and forth.
yeah, but she didn't appreciate it, so maybe she could just move on to someone else.
Yeah.
Maybe she'll learn better from them. You know what? One of our old time sayings is, to know us is to love us or hate us, and we don't care which it is. If you like us, you like us. If you don't, well, I'm sorry. I hope you find someone to fit your... I hope you find someone to like, yeah. And that will teach you things and show you how to, when you make a mistake, show you how to fix it. Yeah. Okay.
Oh, Susan, I thought you were looking for a turtle quilt. I misunderstood you. She said, oh, she said, the wall turtle. Okay, well, obviously I'm on her phone, so she didn't get that yet. Eva says, you didn't need her sour attitude.
It did bother me, and then I got to thinking, well, you know what? There's a lot of people I watch that I can't stand to watch because I don't like, whatever, their personality or their teaching style or their camera's totally not anywhere you can even see what they're doing. And I don't leave them a nasty comment. I just don't go and watch them again. So, so I just said I'm not going to be butthurt about one person, not liking us. Hasta la vista.
I think the next round to make a thicker
Like this.
It was getting kind of small in some places, but
Okay.
it looks good when it's got more batting,
Yeah.
I mean, it all looks good. It looks amazing. Hey, Margot's here. Hola.
Hola, Margot. Hope you're feeling
And
better.
you'll be closer to Ola, too.
Yeah.
And Ola drives to Ocala to see Craig, so.
Oh, she does?
Yeah.
Yeah,
See, here I made a
y'all can have a sewing day.
Yeah. That'd be awesome.
And then I'll
And
fly
film it.
down. And let's see all my
whatever. So I'm kind of making some more dip-de-doos because Sherry was saying that it's getting flatted out. So,
and closer together.
and I'm going to go take a pretty good dip right here on purpose. So, and I'll show you guys what a difference that makes when you put a fatty one in there every now and then.
Kelly says, this is similar to the panel I just finished. I don't think we have a machine that can quilt it like this, though. Yeah, it can be done on a
As long as your machine can be put in quilting mode, like it has to have the feed dogs dropped. You can do this. Like I said, it could take you a little longer. You're not going to probably quilt as fast as I do. Maybe, I don't know. But don't, you know what? I want you to compare yourselves to yourselves and not to someone else, that because that gets discouraging sometimes. I know I like to compare myself to my very good quilter friend who does everything on a long arm, and the best compliment she ever gave me is she said that I am her but on a domestic. So then I stopped.
I didn't know she said that.
Yes, that's a great compliment to me.
Talking about Vicki Rubel, who's amazing, and she
has
donated
books
a few
out.
books when we did retreats for raffle and stuff like that. Valerie says retreat and dinner for dinner. She's got it all figured out.
So I'm making a little wider ones coming
Kelly,
around.
what kind of machine do you have?
As long as it can be put in quilting mode by dropping the feed dogs. And honestly, I know some people that quilt with the feed dogs up. I do not know how they do that, but they've done it on accident and it's worked. And I will say, I think it's Leah Day who does some free motion quilting with the feed dogs up. So it's totally preference and also how your machine behaves. Well, I'm thinking I'm correct in that.
And Kelly says she has a Janome with a tiny neck. Instead of a tiny throat,
Yeah.
tiny neck.
Well, I mean, it can be done. You know, you just have to concentrate. So if your throat, it's called a throat, by the way.
Yeah.
This is the throat of the machine. If your throat is only this big, you know, obviously you're not getting to swing out into a bigger area as much because this is going to start hitting the side of your machine. But it can be done. It would just take a lot more patience, more than I would have, but
Margot says, are you quilting in a circle? Well, she started out, let me show, because Margot just got here.
Okay,
she started out
Margot.
with pebbles.
well, first I outlined this weirdo shape. And I kind of wiggled it where I felt like wiggling it, right? And then I went in and filled in the pebbles. And then now I'm starting to echo every line before it. So now, as I've gotten down through here, I've made, you know, because these waves are obviously different from this, it started flattening out, so I would create a wave to make it have more interest, you know.
It looks so good, G.
I can't wait to see it. We'll hang it up. And Margot, I'm not trying to space them out exactly the same. I'm just giving it interest by doing some wider, some skinnier, you know.
Kelly says, I knew it was something in that area of the body.
The throat, the neck. Yeah.
Eva says it's awesome, beautiful. And
I
Margot
wonder-
says it's gorgeous.
Okay, I'm gonna run out of bobbin at one point.
So change it.
No, I'll keep going.
There's G playing with fire again.
I mean, that bobbin lasted a long time.
Yeah, I started.
Look at all this.
Yeah.
Hold it up back there, Shell. Oh my God! Look at that,
Look
you
at it, G.
guys. Look at it, G.
Ooh, I love it.
Isn't that beautiful?
Look at this backside, too.
Nice and
It
squishy.
feels so
Yeah.
nice.
Okay, here we go.
When we were talking about, before you started doing this and you texted me and said you were going to go live, in my mind I was thinking about this particular way of quilting with our open hand.
Oh,
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Crazy.
it's so weird where we were on the same wavelength, but you were on a flower and I'm on a panel for a cabin door of the pool.
okay. Okay, now I just noticed a really big like booger on my needle, so I'm gonna needle up.
You mean your needle's gummed up a little
See
bit?
this? See this? I don't
Big
like
booger.
that. It's got a little booger on it, and it was distracting me. So I am gonna needle back down and keep it moving. But now, as we get to these edges, I'm gonna show you guys how creative I get. So I need to stop, reposition. And you see here, I'm putting my hand underneath and just making sure I've got all 3 layers here and something hasn't flipped up. Okay, here we go. Okay. Let's see. Look at me.
Look, wait. Look at how she's quilting.
This
You
is
see
not.
that?
This
She's
is
got her
not.
head about to hit the machine because her arms are so outstretched that she was.
Yeah, when I'm not on
Yeah.
camera, I do that way more often. Try to teach y'all the right way of doing things. But as you can see, it can get the job done. And when you don't want to stop,
You quilt with your
you
elbows.
quilt with your elbows, but then you do
But
become...
then you hurt later.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's dumb to do that, but I just wanted to show you. Yeah, we'll be getting into some interesting stuff as we come to the edges.
And making sure that you're batting patchy uppy.
Yeah.
Is in its right place. And another thing I try to remember to do when I do reposition, I try to put this right paddle as close to my foot as I can
Without hitting.
it. That way I can get,
Carolyn
you know,
said, I wondered how
longer
far out
with
of
it.
reach she would go.
I think I have at least quilted with my chin before.
Eva said, not good for pinching nerves in
Oh.
the neck and
Whoops.
upper shoulders either.
Yeah.
You know, you have to decipher what Eva says.
Okay. Oh, I ran out of bobbin.
Uh-huh, right. We told you to stop a while ago.
Well, I wasn't going to be near an edge, so, like, I just sewed till I ran out. It's not that big of a deal. We're going to snip this right here. We're going to turn it over, make sure it doesn't have something stupid on the back here. And it don't.
On camera, but yeah.
And so, and a lot of times, you guys, I will take this Taylor Seville pen and just mark my spot while I'm getting, because sometimes you can't remember where you've been or whatever. On this, it's easy because, obviously, but sometimes you're doing intricate stuff and you can't remember where you left off because you have to.
Eva said, you lose.
Okay, now I want to show,
Yeah.
bobbin chicken, and I lost. Okay, so look at this. See how linty that is? So now that I'm changing my bobbin, I'm going to get a brand new bobbin, and I'm going to suction that out. Because that is not good for your machine to be suffocating like that. And since I'm still threaded, I'm going to hold my upper thread so I don't suck that in there. And just get all this out. Okay, Sal.
out for now.
Okay, Shell.
But glad you guys got to see me.
Yeah.
See you next
That's
time.
my line. Come
Yeah,
on,
I
man.
want to see this when you're done.
Okay. I'll send you a picture.
Verna's here.
When you do put your bobbin cases back in, make sure that you are aligning the arrows. Most machines have the arrows to line back up, but some of them get rubbed off. If they do get rubbed off, I suggest you get something and make a mark so you'll know where the bobbin case lies properly in here. Lies or lays?
Lays.
Nobody even corrected me. Imagine that. When I said it, it sounded weird. Okay, so we got a full bobbin now. We will unlock our machine. Take this out, make sure we're all
And if
smooth.
you're not G, you might want to do it on a quilted piece. It just, you know, when you put in a new bobber, just to make sure that it's seated properly and it's stitching right before you go back on your quilt. But G doesn't do that. She'll just pick stitches if it doesn't do right.
Yeah.
Me, I tried on another piece because I don't like to pick stitches.
So I want to make sure I give myself enough to tuck in if it needs to get tucked in. But on this, I'm just going to roll over a couple stitches, and it doesn't hurt anything. If you want to have perfect, then don't do it this way, but bury the thread once you pull it up. But see, the way I pulled my bottom thread up, it looks great on the back. Now, I do have a little buildup of stitches here because I ran over it, but I don't care.
Different color a little bit.
I'm not caring about that.
Now you got to turn your own quilt, G.
I know. Well, it's kind of better because it'll be more loose up here. When you have it stretched out, it kind of pulls. So you want to have, you know, as much loose as you can. Okay, let's do this.
Did everybody leave sound or just Eva? Mary's here.
Hey, Mary. Hope you're feeling good. Well, I hope everyone's feeling good. Especially Mary, because she had surgery. Okay, here we go. I'm going to do a much larger area this time.
Okay, thank you, Linda. She says she has sound. It must just be Eva. Barbara said it's fine there.
I bet y'all didn't think when you tuned in today that you're going to see a whole big dream panel being quilted. And this is not very time consuming, you guys, and it's going to look great.
We had about 14 to 16 people online.
The whole time. Yeah. So we'll be putting this up on our YouTube also. That way, if someone watches it, we'll get the watch time hours for it. I don't know what all happens once we get more watch hours, but I just want it to happen. So, remember when I'm smoothing out, I'm only worried about this part because I already know there's some flip-a-toiles going down over here. So,
Eva's back. She restarted and came back.
okay. Okay.
Look at that.
I'm super happy about this already, even though I can't get the full effect until we hang it up on the wall. But okay.
I don't know why y'all didn't on this.
I know. I did forget about it till you just now said it.
Eva says, are you anxious for your next cruise in Panama? Yeah, we are. We love anytime we can.
We're sad that Gordo won't get to go, but
Right, and just we have so much stuff to do before we can go, so we gotta pound it out.
which this is one of the things I wanted to get finished, because when I have my quilt raffle on the 13th, this will be the next month's quilt. That way I'm all caught up and I'm not coming back from a vacation trying to hurry up to sew something.
Linda said, I didn't realize you were on. Was doing Baptist fans on a small wall hanging before I tuned in.
Oh,
Getting her done.
Linda Lombardo.
Uh-huh.
Okay, let's do this. We'll start off awkward and then we'll get to go longer. Let's see what kind of flip toss we got. Not yet.
What'd you do? Just stuff that in there and not spray it?
I did spray it a little bit, but I just gotta make sure when I see. I was just adjust too, so
Yeah.
this panel was so crooked that I first wet it and I pinned it to my board over there and to try to stretch it to be somewhat square.
No panel was printed right.
I swear.
I haven't found one yet.
Well, this one was very ridiculous. Me and Chow said that should be against the law to have it so messed up. But they're so fabulous at the same time, so you kind of excuse the... Just like the Lisso irons.
Oh,
They're so crappy and...
I was wondering who was going to get this one. Yeah, it's going to be for raffle, so if you're interested, it's all on our Roommate Creations on how to get it.
Ice has been in my raffles before, she knows. I am so excited.
Yes, I love it.
Oh my God. I'm loving it too.
I may or may not have had the video on in the car, and I glanced at it a few times at the lights.
Yeah, only at the lights.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I did. Linda Lombardo says, fabulous colors. I know, and this red is so awesome.
And it's, you know, it's performing very well.
I'm not sure what Eva's talking about. I should have tagged some of you earlier on. Sorry, tried to read.
Oh, she's tagging others to get their attention to come and watch.
Oh, okay.
That's probably what she's talking about.
Fran says it will be hard to let it go. Yeah, it's so pretty.
I know. Sometimes it is.
Amy's here. She said, oh, that's the one I bought you. Yay.
This panel is?
Yeah.
I had it in my panels drawer. I didn't write down where I got it or who gave it to me, but yay, Amy. Thank you very much. And we found a box, so you'll be getting your package soon. Okay. At this point, I'm just really trying to make sure that nothing has flipped up with all this twisting and carrying on. In other words, just use your 505 spray not sparingly. Use it generously, and with as much turning as you're going to be doing, you'll be thankful that you sprayed the crap out of it.
Carolyn said, I made 2 twin quilts from a panel. The 2 Newcastle brown quilts that was printed so quick it drove her crazy.
I know, it's so annoying, but we still keep buying them panels, don't we? Just like the Aliso irons, we'll still keep getting
Amy
that
said
iron.
She was grocery shopping at Sam's Club and it was a mob. Yeah, it's like that every time you go to that or Costco.
I can't do it. Those places make me nervous.
Yeah, you never want to go there.
I don't even like to go into just the photography section. When Sherry used to make me do that, where she'd drive up there and drop me, and I had to go act like I was her to get her pictures. And they're all talking to me and so nice to see me and so happy and how's this and that. And I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm not the one. But I had her card so I could just go in there.
Yeah, one of those ladies at that photo counter, I used to take care of her baby in the NICU, so that's probably what she was referring to.
Okay, see, I keep making sure that I don't have anything flipped under over here.
And see the mound?
See, I prefer when I quilt for things to be loose like this. Not if Shao wasn't over there turning it, I would have never had it straight like that because it'd be too hard to manipulate. And it would be pulling on my needle area, and that's never good.
And Amy says, and you couldn't tell them and rat yourself out.
Right? What did I just use your ID for? I can't remember.
You did?
Yeah. I don't remember though what it was. No, I'm over that. That was a different time of our life, Sherry. Okay. I would take responsibility for my own speeding ticket. But since I never drive, I don't have to worry about that. Y'all, my gas in my car lasts me 2 months at a time. Because
she's
I...
like Miss Daisy, we drive her around everywhere.
Yep. Which is great. My gas lasts longer, my car lasts longer. It ain't just a hat rack, I'm telling you. There's a method to my madness.
She has a function at church. So you'll see the final later. And have a good night.
Okay. Let's see what we've got going on down here. Okay, well.
You need more batting in there.
Yeah, a little bit.
You get a strip here.
Yeah. So I'll take a break. I'll have a drink. And I'll look at this. Whoa, whoa.
Don't it look good, G? Do it like an aerial. Wait, I'll hold it up for you so you can see. Isn't that gorgeous?
Yeah, I love that center blue. It looks like light bulbs are behind it or something. Holy moly. This is
so
nice.
Pretty. Okay, do you want this batting right here?
Yeah, I'll cut a piece when I need to. Just bring it over here.
Okay.
I'm getting lots of hearts.
Oh, good.
Thank you. So.
And I'm going to get, where is my new gadget?
Oh, right here. Sherry's going to have her new gadget. She bought a new gadget for, here's Gordo's. Here's your hat, honey.
My back is killing me.
Thank you. Okay. Linda says it's luminous. Yes. And I should have had the phone the opposite direction.
It's fine. It's not that big of a deal.
Well, someone criticized us on YouTube when we first started out for holding the phone this way.
Well, guess what? They don't need to watch us.
Okay, let's see. There we go, you guys. Sherry's gonna...
Move your fingers.
Okay, sorry. Okay, so here we go.
Verna says she loves the thread choice. Yes.
I know, I do too. I'm happy.
Got 2 spoons of rainbow, but they're different colors. Each of them have different like shades of.
And they really
rainbow.
look a lot alike
Until
on
you
the
audition it.
yeah, until you pull it out and stretch it across your fabric, you won't see much difference in those 2 spools.
Carolyn says, "Hi, Gordo. I guess she heard you, or maybe you."
He was here for a second.
Linda says it's luminous.
Yes, it is. I mean, it does look like a light.
They want to know what you're doing for the binding, G. Have you figured that out yet?
Oh yeah, I want a stripy binding for it. A black and white stripy binding. Yep.
Yeah, that always looks good.
It's my favorite go-to for binding. Now see, this side don't need anything extra.
So you didn't play with fire on that?
Yeah, just some of the sides, not all of them. Oh, I broke.
The thread broke.
Okay,
'Cause
hold
the
on.
quilt was pulling. I saw it pulling.
Yeah, let's see. So I'm going to,
Oh my gosh, Amy says yesterday it was 12 below 0. Today was 47. Mother Nature is delusional. Bipolar for real.
okay. Now, let me go see what the problem is.
I think you broke because your thing was pulling, G. I saw
Okay,
your quilt pulling.
let me see.
So she's just doing.
And when you do your bobbins, put it in there and hold this so you can pull the thread, you know, with tension. And you're not wasting a bunch of thread. Okay, so I'm going to cut this up here. And
Gordo, the Arlo camera says there's somebody out front. Or there's motion out front. I don't know if you need to check that.
okay, now I'm gonna lock my machine out.
Kelly said she thinks Mother Nature is drunk this season. I'll just show your quilt while you're doing that.
Okay. And while I'm doing this, I see a little booger on my needle again, which I normally don't have that kind of an issue. Maybe my needle is starting
It's a doll
to
out or
get
something.
old.
Verna says we had below 0 temps the last week, but it's 19 above here today. Going to get
Oh.
some 30s next week.
Oh,
Wow.
gonna have a heat storm. Okay, so we're gonna unlock our machine and we'll just join up here where we left off. Gonna pull this up. I'm gonna get my hemostats and grab this. Push my needle back down. Get both of my threads underneath my foot and bring them off to the side. Hold it with my paddle. And I'm gonna roll over this a couple times. That way I don't have to bury my thread. Not that I care. I mean, burying threads is not that much of a problem, but I'm just doing this the fastest way
I'm
right
going to
now.
try to sit, G. Hold on.
Okay.
My back is burning.
Okay. There's Sherry. See these panels we've quilted up? I mean, not panel. Well, we made them into panels.
This.
That was the one Sherry quilted, and it's scrumptious diagonally. And then this one I did like water. And
So we're going to make cruise cabin door banners. That's what we're doing with that.
okay, let me see. Now this time I did my frame way spread out to start with, so I could go
Yes,
longer.
Berta, they look like ocean. Yeah, it was the most beautiful printed ocean waves that I've ever seen.
Yeah,
We
that was,
got it at Quilting. It's a Benartex fabric.
When I seen it, I was like, oh, that is perfect for a cruise door. Let's see.
And they do have a store online, the Quilting store.
Yeah, I did not know that you could
yeah, we didn't
purchase
know.
online.
So we went there the other day. And we also saw lots of other exotic patterns there. Or fabrics, I should say.
Okay.
Coming down to the edges, G.
Yeah, I'm just going to do a little checky check what's going on over here real quick. Okay. This feels good. Nothing's underneath. Okay.
Okay, Sharon, have a good one. Her iPad's out of juice, so she's going to check out.
See you later.
Hope she enjoyed it, G.
Oh, good. Thank you. Thanks for always supporting what we do. Okay. I'll tell you what, we're almost done with this. If you notice, I'm starting with my quilting frame a little wider so I can go a longer distance. I'm starting my right paddle just by my foot, and I'm stretching out with my left one. Now, see here, we got a little, Houston, we have a little bit of a problem here.
Amy's asking what day is Shal's birthday. March 19th.
So,
Ours is February 19th, and she's 1 month later.
so here's these rainbow shears. If you don't have these,
Look how pretty.
they're going to be on sale too. Let me see.
So
Okay,
those
so
of you who just joined, there's going to be a sale at Classi Creations on Wednesday.
starting Wednesday, yeah.
Starting Wednesday.
Let me get this. Let me see how much of a malfunction this is. So
Yeah.
it's a little bit of a malfunction
Yeah.
here.
So she's going to add some batting to here. She's gonna,
There's a straight edge on this piece. So what I'm going to do is just butt up to this. And I'm too lazy to go get the spray. So it's
and
going
we
to
don't
be
spray in
fun.
this room.
Yeah.
That's
So.
where Gordo drew the line. No
So.
spraying.
Let's just cut this a minute, okay? This is real life sewing, y'all.
I was just about to say it.
Okay,
So this is her doing batting surgery without doing surgery. She's just patting it.
I'm just lining that up, and there you have it.
Now she's just going to act like it never happened.
Yeah, and it'll be fine. So, let's see.
There, that's how you fix it when you play with fire and don't sandwich your things so
correctly. And then when we get over yonder, we'll see what kind of problem I got over there. See, I only did this for teachable moments.
Yeah.
See, here it was kind of getting straight, so I would dip down, give it more interest. Okay, let's see what's going on down here. Right now, I'm not worried about this because this is past the selvage edge here. So, I'm going to be able to come all the way down to here and be okay. So, here we go. Okay. Here we go. Yeah, I started with a wider frame. That way I can come over here further. Now that was a little flip-a-claw that shouldn't have been because I started moving my quilt. Let me show you. I started moving my quilt before I should have.
Nobody's gonna see that.
So, well, I just wanted to point that out. That way people can not do that. Let's see what we're working with over here. We're good. Okay. Okay, we're all good over here. I don't have to even look because I see the padding on this side of it, so I know we're good to go. And I think it helps to show how I have my quilt while I'm quilting. Because a lot of people, they don't know what to do with their quilt, and you don't have to know, you don't have to have it a certain way. But I think to have it loose is much better than having it tight and dragging on everything. Now this has something underneath it.
Okay, so Valerie has something to say. Let's see.
Okay.
She says it's funny how when you were in the center, it went really fast because it was small, but the further you go out, the longer it takes.
Yeah.
Yes.
And the less flipping around you have to do.
Before long, Valerie's going to be quilting.
You know, she gave me a compliment years ago too. She said, I make her think that she could actually do it. And I was like, well, that's what I love.
I didn't have my watch.
Give someone the confidence to do something that this is very simple, but it makes a big effect.
It does. Oh my God. Look at that.
I'm sorry. But that thing's so sturdy, it probably didn't even jerk the view, huh?
Yeah,
Oops.
no, it's fine.
I wasn't completely stopped before I moved. Okay. All this is good
Hold
down
this for
here.
a second. I need
Hold
to
on.
see my phone's ringing.
Okay.
I didn't wear my watch. Oh. Amy says, oh, I thought she was before you two. Nope, she's exactly the next month after us. So we're February 19th birthday and she is March 19th birthday. And she is 8 years older. We're young spring chickens, that's why.
Oh, yeah. I feel like it. Oh, I wish.
Oh, they're talking about at the retreat, she actually quilted something. She said, I did do it at the retreat. Remember the Beth quilt we gave Beth when she was in the hospital? I actually did the block because of you and Sherry.
Yes. Oh, I have.
And Amy says we made her sign one. Yep.
Yeah, I have video of that somewhere in my 20,000 videos. Okay. What's happening here? Okay.
So, gee, when you get to this part, you just come back and do this
Yeah.
corner.
Yeah. That's what's getting ready to happen. Let me see. Oh. Let me see. All right. Yeah, this just has, it just takes a little bit of patience.
Look at all this, oh my God, patchwork. batting.
Hey, some people will respect that. I try to get every bit. Okay, so here we're done over here, right? So what we're gonna do is come back this other way.
And finish this corner out. After she patchwork pieces her batting over there.
I keep hitting it, that's why. Okay. All right, here we go. And we'll go down to here. Going back the other way. So I'm using my selvage edge to travel to get to where I need to be. So. Okay. Uh-oh. I felt something. Let's see.
Probably where the batting was pieced together. Carolyn said, could you put a
Yeah, I could if I wasn't lazy. It's fine. It'll be fine. And you know, I'll show you something else that I often do. Okay, so really, I can just go right here, get this tacked down, right? And tack this down.
That way she don't get any flappers.
There. Now I don't have to worry about it. It's underneath there. So. Yep. Oh, see, now I was stupid on that. I should have moved. Okay. Now.
I didn't really see what.
I just got too close to my paddle. Okay.
Verna says it's been fun. She has to dinner now. Okay.
I'm hungry too. I haven't eaten a thing today.
Yeah, me neither.
So here's the whole corner.
Beautiful.
Now,
So that's
let's
done.
see. We got that same situation going on right here yet.
Yep.
Yeah, I can come down to here. Let's see. Okay. So I'll start right here, off of my quilt a little bit. Uh-oh. Remember I said I felt something weird a few minutes ago?
Oh.
My needle came loose. Look at that.
Holy tamale.
Now see?
Look, it came totally out of its house.
So.
When your machine does something, listen to it. She should have checked everything.
Yeah, I should have checked.
You would have
it.
asked me, did you check your screws?
Right. I should have checked. So I didn't. So now that I'm stopped, I'm going to get all the fuzzies. I'm going to get the little boogers off of my needle. And Gonna make sure the back, I'll just clip that and we'll run over it.
Linda says it's beautiful.
I'm gonna mark it.
Real
So
life sewing, y'all.
Yeah, so definitely I'm gonna just wipe all this. Oh, where's my thing at? So this brush is good for this kind of stuff too. These, and then I always
Set
wipe
the brush
my,
down so they can see what it looks
oh,
like.
okay.
That is on the website, right?
Yes. So I
Amy says you're lucky it didn't snap.
know.
The needle.
I know, right? Okay, so where's my needle? Ah, where did I put it? Here it is. Okay, so you make sure the flat part is back to the back. Finger tighten it, but then always go through and tighten it better with your screwdriver. And we're all threaded again. So, unlock. Now, these are kind of loose right here, so I'm going to cut it back a little bit more. Okay. And, you know, if you want to get picky too, you can always stretch your thread to be the same color that you ended with, if you wanted to be really picky about it.
When you're using the variegated.
Yeah.
Susan says, is this a 60 by 60 panel? Well, it wasn't square by any means, so we'd have to measure it after we
yeah, I'll measure it. I don't know how much. Okay, let me see this join that I've got going on here. Okay, this one I will be burying this thread, and since it's where I can reach it, I'm gonna bury it right now. So when I come back down here, it's not gonna bother me. So I get a knot, and I put my self-threading needle in there, and I ride it down. Oops. Hold on, this other piece got in. I ride that knot down to the fabric, stick it in my self-threading needle, both threads, and then I'm going to tuck this in and pull it out. I'm only going in the in between the layers. I didn't go all the way to the back of the quilt.
Susan says the panel she has is only 45 by 45.
This one's a bigger Dream Big. This one happens to be a little bit bigger. I think Amy got this at
L&M?
yeah, the L&M, or is that what it's called?
M&L is the R's in California, and theirs is close.
Yeah, I forgot. The one in Pensacola, though.
What's it called?
A&E?
A&E, there you go.
Is that what it
I
is?
think. Lisa Hewitt is here. Yay. She said, hi, those panels seem to really work well. Love you. Aruba in June, question mark? Oh my gosh, you're always in Aruba. Well, we will see you maybe on a cruise one time when you're there. A&M is what Becky says it is.
A&M? Oh.
Frankie says A&E, and she lives right there.
Yeah.
A&E. A&E. Becky McNally changed hers to A&E.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I kind of purposely went up there to kind of kiss that. Only I didn't kiss it, so that was kind of a dumb move. But it's fine. See there?
Amy
In the
says she
grand
bought it
scheme of
when
things.
Mary and I went shopping about an hour ago. Lisa wants to know how Gordo's doing. He has some appointments coming up, and hopefully get his hip fixed.
So just now I was able to pick up my paddle and just hold my quilt with my finger real quick, so I didn't have to pick it up to move it.
Only a little bit left on that.
And remember, all this is the selvage, so it's going to get cut off anyway. And I imagine I will have to cut quite a bit of this to even get it to be square. Like I said, I did wet it and pin it to my board to try to get it to be a little bit better, but so at this point, I'm just leaving my paddles the way they are and be able to come in here, get this corner made. Okay.
Nice. 2 corners done. How many more we got to go, G? It always feels like there's 30 corners when you're doing binding, and look how beautiful.
Okay, let's see this other corner situation, what we got going on over here. I think we're not quite ready yet to go back and forth. We got,
Well, you just have to start on this end. You just need to make one thing on this end. See?
well,
Start here, G.
No, I'm going to start right here.
Okay.
See, I'm going to start right here and go. Let's see.
Whatever.
There. Now, let's see how far we can go here.
At least your batting's okay on this side.
Yeah. Pretty much. Let's see how far we gonna go down yonder here.
That's why I said you could have started doing
Okay. So, everybody remember that Wednesday, Classi Creations is having a sale. ClassiCreations.com, CLASSI Creations. And also,
Yes, Amy, she bought me a purple one of these at the same time. And
Yes.
guess where it is?
It's right
It's right there, needing to be quilted. It's on my list of things to do. I love it so much.
see, that's terrible. I didn't remember she bought me this one. But I do and did
Lisa
appreciate
says,
it.
do you find that variegated thread breaks more often, or is it just depends on the thread?
It really depends on the thread, because as you can see, I almost did this whole thing without any issues. And mostly, my machine does not like when you have a lower bobbin. And so, that's why sometimes it's, when it starts to act up, I'll look at the bobbin. If I can hear it, I can hear when it's getting low. Or like right now, I could check it. It's not ready to be changed yet, but... Oh, I got stuck on this. Okay. Okay. All right, now let's get
Amy
this
said
one.
that my panel over there is so pretty. Yeah, I am going to quilt the left hand guys.
Maybe you'll do
I'm
this.
going to do it in lavender. I think I'll do it in lavender. But I'll
See, I
defer
made that-
to G on that. She's the color girl.
Okay. These corners are fun because they're fast. Oh, did you see what I did? Look at here. I was just trying to move over and got my stitch on top of my,
I've done that before. That's what happens when you use an open toe foot, G.
I know, I love it. This is my favorite quilting foot.
Oh, I'm sorry. Lisa, I didn't see that. You said, can you please talk about the use or non-use of gloves for those who ask?
Oh, so for me, I like to work in the sweatshop with gloves on. It's totally not necessary. These paddles will give you everything you need to grip your project. I am one of those weird people that don't like to feel around on fabric, and so I like the kind of tacky situation these gloves put your hands in. Also, I like to moisturize my hands when I'm quilting, and it kind of makes me put lotion on them and put gloves on and kind of treat my hands while I'm quilting. But you will see that I wear gloves a lot of times just when I'm piecing. I will take two pieces. You can take two pieces that you're piecing together and they're not going to stick. I don't know. I like having gloves on.
And Cameron says that Superior has a variegated purple, which I'm going to have to check that out. Thank you. Maybe that's what I'm using. Thank you. I didn't know that.
Okay.
And Greg is here. Hey, Greg.
So, hey,
You
Greg.
have to go back. We did talk about you when you weren't here.
Okay.
I like gloves. Hands do not get so dry. Yeah, and we usually put lotion on our hands before, or oil on our hands before we put them in the gloves. That way we're getting a treatment while we're quilting.
Okay, so let's see what the flip-a-toy is here. It's not, because it's where the selvage is. Okay, so let me see. I got just a little bit here. Let's see. Let me start it right here.
Here, let me get this done. Oh, wait, I think we already did it once.
Here.
But this is the Dream Big panel. This is the number 4389. I don't know it.
S number P4389.
And it's Hoffman. Let me go over here. I'm too close to it now. Okay, there.
There you go.
All right.
Okay,
we did it earlier.
so
Just do it again.
let's see now. Here we go.
Lisa says, no wonder your hands look so young. We're starting to get age spots.
We are
though.
starting to get age spots. It's awful. And I don't know. I just feel like my hands are looking old lately. Oh, I heard a little something. Let's see if something's going on here. Yeah.
When you're quilting, listen to your machine.
Yeah. So, because I said I hardly ever break, that's why it broke. But when that happens, you can hear something going on like it's not right. You should always stop and look. And I'm going to clip that from up there. And now I'm going to
Lock your machine out.
yeah. And the M7 is not the most convenient thing to get this out with.
You gotta be.
You have to be strategic in how to get your thread out of there. And as you see, sometimes I use this to get it out. If it's sticking up right here, I usually grab them with my hemostats. So I locked my machine out. Let's see what the problem is up here. Something was pulling, I think.
I checked that part.
You did. Okay. Well, whatever happens, you know, things happen. That's just all there is to it.
If it's not every 5 inches, then it's not a problem.
Right.
Greg says it's looking really pretty. Here you go, Greg. Look at this. She did pebbles in the middle.
Okay. So now
We're almost done.
I'm gonna reseat my bobbin just to make sure nothing stupid's going on. And look, even though I clean this machine out, every time I mess with the bobbin area, or if I have to stop and redo things, I want to make sure that I get everything out of there.
This thread is pretty linty.
It is, and I said that from the get-go, but it's worth it. So
I'm gonna have to get the purple variegated.
yeah, might have
That's a brilliant idea. You might have it.
Maybe.
I think I have a variegated in what's that thread I was always using in the beginning?
Connecting threads.
Connecting thread.
But it's not printed every inch.
That's
And that is a very linty thread as well.
Yeah.
But
My machine likes it.
yeah, different machines like different things. So because I went over these, or did I get it? I'm going to bury that thread, but in a minute. Kind of making bigger waves right now. Let's see. Let's see if we can make it all the way across. Okay. Let's see. You know what? I'm going to bury this thread. Going to pull both of those threads up and make a knot. I'm going to stick my self threader in that knot and pull. Ride the knot all the way down to the fabric. Let go. Put it in my self threader. And then just bury this in between the top and middle layer. And then
Cut it and give it a little scratchy scratch.
Yeah, and give it a little scratchy scratch and it'll be fine. Put my needle out of my mouth. Okay, here we go. So we're going to go right there. So I guess once we get this up on YouTube, we'll put the link up in the group so if someone goes back to watch it, it'll go on our YouTube instead of not going on YouTube.
So it's not going to be today.
Well, whenever you get around to it. Is this our last corner? I can't remember.
I think we've already done 18 corners. I'm not sure. I think you really only have one corner left. Let's see.
Let's see. We got that one all the way and that one all the way. And let's see. Ah!
Oh, we're done.
We're done.
Yay!
Yay.
Those self-threading needles are best thing since sliced bread to me. My
Yes.
first set I received was a raffle from you guys. Oh, that's awesome,
who said
Lisa.
that?
Lisa,
Mm-hmm.
feel it. So I hear I'm getting a new neighbor, Greg says. Yes, you're getting our sister. We're so sad. And
happy at the same time.
Excuse the loud gestures when I'm getting up because my legs are still
let
on
her
fire
try to get up.
from my shingles. Oh, that wasn't as bad as sometimes.
Oh, poor Sherry. She's a mess. We're always got a mess of something going on.
So we're gonna put it on this design wall, and y'all can see
See, and it takes
and see it from far. Oh my
Yes.
God, it's gonna be so pretty.
Okay, let's see.
In the meantime, you can look at our faces.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay, let me see. Don't show my pajamas.
I'm not. I'm showing your quilt. I'm literally in my pajamas because I do not plan to go anywhere. Got too much stuff to do. Okay. Let me pin this up here.
Oh my gosh. Look at this, you guys.
Woo! I'm so excited.
Oh my God, it looks so pretty. I'm gonna zoom in.
So I guess we will
Pebbles with echoes.
probably
all
jump
around.
off of here now that this is done. I'll get it somewhat square, the best I can.
You can get in
And-
the camera. I'm not gonna get the rest of these.
Okay. Anyway, thanks for watching. I hope you learned something. If you did, please leave a comment. And when we put the link up in the group from our YouTube, go watch on YouTube. Give us some watch time hours. And for those of you that are watching
She
this
said I
on
missed-
YouTube, thank you.
Susan said I missed how you straightened the panel. She didn't.
Well, I kind of did. I sprayed it with water and I pushed it on the board real good and then pinned it and kind of pulled and pinned and pulled and pinned to where it's somewhat straight. I mean, it was like, woo! But anyway.
Oh my gosh, I love it, G.
Okay, so I'll come back and show the end result after I get her binded and stuff. Bound, whatever. So,
Okay.
we'll say peace
y'all.
out for now.
Look at my nails. Peace out, y'all.
Oh, I have nice nails too under these gloves.
Whoop, whoop.
Okay,
All right. Bye, y'all.
bye.